Thank you very much. Welcome to the ITB MICE Day in 2017. Dear members of the Association of German Event Organizers, dear event planners, dear visitors, it's a great pleasure to welcome you here today. Now this year, once again, we are kicking off this event here as also part of the ITB Business Travel Days and our MICE Day. And it's also for that reason that I first of all would like to thank all people of Messe Berlin who are in charge, Dr. Martin Buck in particular and David Ruth. They have afforded us the opportunity to organize this event for meetings, incentives, convention and events. This is an ideal platform at ITB because ITB is the leading travel industry think tank, as we know. So many thanks again to ITB Berlin and to Messe Berlin. Now today we're talking about the competing forces of effectiveness and efficiency. Well, throughout the day, you'll be hearing exciting presentations, great speakers, and together with all of you, they are going to look into the topics, the challenges of our industry. This includes themes like digitization, demographic change, corporate social responsibility, and the presumed megatrends that all of us are talking about. And this is, mind you, not going to be a theoretical set of presentations, but we're going to share with you some best practices of the event industry. Roland Kötterich of Messe Leipzig will talk about that, and Mija Kovacic from the Slovenian Convention Bureau. So, the competing forces of effectiveness and efficiency. And with that in mind, I think we can draw on the core elements that make our industry so specific. Why? Because we want to meet expectations of participants. We want to reach out to them. We want to meet the targets of everyone involved in that industry. But I don't know how you feel about it. When we talk about efficiency, well, that sounds a bit negative, doesn't it? I always associate that with loss of human relationships, that more and more machines will be taking over. When you talk about efficiency, and in our context, maybe that could also mean that fewer events will take place and jobs will be lost. However, we all should understand now to jettison our old way of thinking. Why? Because change starts in your head. And Anja Förster, in just a moment, will share some insights into that. That's going to be a compelling presentation. We shouldn't be afraid of efficiency, because all of you dealing with evaluation of events, for instance, will probably know very well that events are the best, the most effective, and indeed the most efficient tool of communications that we have. Any types of events, our industry is an indicator of economic performance of any country, of any nation. However, we should be careful. With all the buzzwords and the trends that are now pervasive these days, we shouldn't lose sight of what really matters, because people can be overstretched by losing oversight. Why? Because efficiency is very much related to time, the factor of time. Just a couple of days ago, I read an interview with Richard David Precht, philosopher and author, on Facebook, and he came up with a forecast about the development of alternative elements in our monetary economy. He talks about an evolution of capitalist values, and the central value, he says, is time. Time has become an absolute luxury. All of us want to own time. At any time, we have to be accessible and reachable. We have to be available for people's calls. So this is also makes people yearn for reliable links, for interpersonal connections. All of us want to win more time for ourselves. And this, I'm sure, will lead to a transformation of society. And at the end of his interview, Precht said, do we need more stuff or do we need more time? In other words, are our events characterized just by the technical means? Are they overburdened by what type of input we offer them? Or should we rather grant them more time for interpersonal communication and exchange? I personally think that modern technologies will help us in that. Modern technologies will help us to more efficiently plan and organize events. And it's precisely those time resources that we can then reinvest into the sustainable organization of our events. But at the same time, though, I would propose that we don't use technology as a means in itself. And therefore, it's going to be quite interesting to see what our speakers will share with you throughout the day. Now, talking about time, ladies and gentlemen, and how valuable and precious time is. Now, first of all, I'm celebrating my 10th anniversary here at ITB. That's some upfront note. But I don't know if you're aware of that. ITB, or the ITB week, is always coinciding with the International Women's Day, the 8th of March. Today, we're celebrating International Women's Day. It's also the birthday of my daughter, by the way. So it's my daughter's birthday, and therefore I know exactly what luxury time is. Today my daughter turned 16, and in those past 10 years, she's never invited me for her birthday party because I was always attending ITB. Well, this was when she was born, because when she was born, around noon, I wasn't there. Why? Where was I? Well, I was at a larger event, and could only be back home around midnight. So in other words, time has become ever so precious. Now again, we're talking about the International Women's Day, and for that, we have a little surprise to our ladies here in the room. All women event organizers today will receive an annual membership of our association free of charge. Contacts instead of flowers. So we're not going to give you flowers, you're going to get a free membership. So please approach us and pick it up. There we are. And then finally, allow me to thank the most important women in our association, because it's not only Kerstin Pigney and Doreen Biskup with whom we have worked in those past years who have joined us on the board. We have more women than men on our board anyway, and they've done an excellent job. They're very committed, and very powerfully so, they have been supporting our association. I'm also very grateful to Mandy Hennison, who has organized this program here today. Mandy Hennison, where are you? This applause is for you. Mandy always keeps to the background, of course. And also, Mandy has a new colleague. Sasa Duncan has joined her this year. She will also make sure that more time is available for our members. So thank you very much, Sasa. Now, our office has a number of contacts, so more contacts for them would not be good. So they will be getting flowers instead. So again,